Well, it appears that the VTuber Fifi got nuked off of Twitch. And honestly, I've got to be real, I'm not surprised. Anyways, we'll go in. Let's be honest about this. And let's be, in fact, honest about this. I'm gonna probably get a bunch of people mad, but I will not care because you know me, guys. I always say what I think. Nothing's stopping me. Not even YouTube can stop me. Nobody can stop me. And I think that there is VTubers who are borderline breaking the rules so they can farm the ban for outrage. And I think that some of these people that are very obviously doing this, and I think Fifi is part of this. Anyways, please consider liking, subscribing, hit the notification bell. Comments help as well, right? Help me a bit, right? Every little bit of support is appreciated, even if I make you mad. I still love you. Anyways, we'll go in. I'm gonna say more to this once we're in, right? I'm gonna say more to this, but there is something to be said, and I think there is a very clear you can tell that something's going wrong. Anyways, we'll go in.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here.
Rev is here.
So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the latest popular VTuber to be banned on Twitch. Now, you guys know I am a staunch defender of many different VTubers who have been banned on Twitch because I believe, in many cases, they have been subject to unfair and biased application of the terms of service. That is a theme present through.
I agree. That is the case. I also have to say, though, that by now we know very clearly what's fine and what's not fine. Now, whether or not that is justified when we look at people like Mork Pie and women sitting in a bikini on a glass chair with a camera under them, that does not matter. We know what the rules say, and whether you like it or not, you have to follow them. And if you get banned, then and you didn't follow those rules, then the ban is still justified according to the TOS, whether you like that or not. Now, whether there's double standards or not, I agree there are double standards. But the rules have been that clear, for the most part.
Out Twitch, but VTubers in particular have the most unfair and really inconsistent treatment when it comes to.
Yeah, because Dan can't goon to him. He likes the real deal, the real women.
The terms of service. However, in this video, I'm going to be a bit of a party pooper, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to require some nuance, something that is really lost these days. We can say this. On the one hand, we can recognize that Twitch is incredibly biased and inconsistent when it comes to the application of their terms of service. But we can also...
Yeah, true. Agree.
Also not have a lot of pity for a habitual rule breaker who's working on their 10th or so ban on Twitch.
Yep. It's also like, listen, right? She is kind of like the Mork Pie of VTubing. Mork Pie was at least banned 12 times, right? And she was always trying to bend the rules, right? Find ways around it. They always like make it so that right, she could get away with something, so Twitch had to adjust. I think Fifi is not that different. I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people won't like it. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Actually, I'm gonna say it again. A lot of these women are just e-girls with a VTuber model, and you guys eat it up. Right? They're just e-girls with a VTuber model. A lot of these women don't even like anime. They have nothing to do with anime. Shocker, I know. They're technically just e-girls. Nothing else. They're literally just e-girls with a model. I'll say they're just online p-words with a model. I know this may offend somebody, but yep. Some of you Oshis certainly are, whether you like it or not.
For the same exact behavior, who's now trying to claim they're the victim of
Now, this is not a dig at people. If you enjoy this content, I don't care much, right? Go ahead. But like, there's a lot of people who are super hypocritical, right? They complain about IRL streamers, but legit, the only difference like about these like IRL online p words. But some of your some of the VTubers aren't all that different. The only difference that separates them is the model, and that also not necessarily does, because most of these have a Fansly or OF. So they're not really different at all, actually. Honestly, a lot of this is just a lot of those VTubers just just use it as a funnel to their OnlyFans. I'm saying it the way it is. I'm saying it the way I see it.
Unfair treatment while claiming they did absolutely nothing wrong. That is the situation we're dealing with today. So please hear me out. Let's talk about this VTuber here named Fifi. As you can see, their Twitch following, they are quite a big content creator, and there's someone who is a lewdtuber. They not only stream on the adult sites, but also on the traditional platforms like YouTube and Twitch. Their content is extremely sexualized, and you can think whatever you want about that. That's not the point of this video. It's just there for context. Now, over the years, Fifi has been banned, demonetized, shadow banned, even when it comes to traditional platforms like YouTube and Twitch, over and over and over again.
I'm on the side of Powder here. We should shame these women. Anyways, moving on. Again, I'm making people mad here, for sure. I'm making people mad here. Absolutely. But I don't care. I don't care. I don't like it. I'll be real. I don't like it. If you like it, cool. I don't. I'm not a fan of this like over-sexualization of VTubing to like that degree, right? Because like what actually separates you then? Like not much, actually. Not much from any other booby streamer. You're just the same. You're just the same. You just use an anime model, that's it. You just use a virtual model, that's all. But you're technically the same. So I think there's a little bit of a double standard going on. We tolerate this, but if a chick spreads her cheeks on Twitch, her IL cheeks, there's people cry. I don't know. To me, they're all the same, almost, essentially.
And pretty much for the same exact reasons. And recently on Twitch, in this particular stream right here, she debuted a new outfit for her VTuber model, and as you can see, it is quite racy, and to the surprise of no one but her, I guess, she was banned for what is reported as the 7th time on Twitch. And as we'll see, that number might actually be even higher than 7, somewhere around even a dozen times she has been banned. But
hello, Mork Pie of VTubing, anyways. Also, why are you pissed? Why are you pissed? We had these, like, TOS now for what? 2 years? Somehow? Around 2 years, unless I'm wrong. And, by now, we do know what flies and what doesn't. See, is it unfair? Yes. You have to actively go out of your way to break them. No. No, you don't. It also doesn't help you at all. In fact, the more you try to bend the rules to your will, the worse you might actually make it, because they're going to be even harsher as a response. So stop doing that, because you might actually have the opposite effect.
She would take to Twitter and get a lot of attention with this post reporting on the situation, basically saying she has been suspended because her new model is too attractive and that it does not break TOS, and her art team followed the TOS to the T, while also saying bigger creators get away with similar behavior all the time, and that she is not the 1% of streamers that get special treatment. Now, I don't think a lot of people realize a copy of this stream is available on Twitter because she multi-streamed it on Twitter. The VOD on Twitch is in fact gone because that's what got her banned. But a lot of people are focusing on her outfit. I'm going to start by looking at the starting soon screen. This is the first thing that pops up during her stream. Now, for the purposes of YouTube, I had to censor out anything I thought might get me in trouble with this video. And you're going to ask the question, Rev, why is the whole screen black? Well, my answer is exactly. I mean, this whole thing is about as racy as you can possibly get. This is the first thing you see when she launches up her stream. It's her on her back, her VTuber model, and she is in a leotard with a very revealing pose with her legs up in the air, and she's covering her groin with her middle finger. I mean, this is as racy as you can get. I mean, this would get you in trouble pretty much
Anywhere. This would get you in trouble pretty much anywhere. This would get you in trouble on YouTube, Twitch, probably Rumble as well. This would get you in trouble anywhere. I guess minus Twitter, but like almost anywhere of the big platforms. On the big two for sure. On the big two for sure. So I don't know what you tried to achieve with this or what the goal was. Christ.
anywhere, YouTube and Twitch, if the rules are being applied. And to answer another question, yes, the entire rules apply to starting soon screens, especially ones that feature animations featuring your VTuber model. But for the outfit itself that was displayed during the stream, it is the new outfit, and there's a lot of things that might be breaking TOS. The way her chest is displayed, but also the way her hips are displayed. I'm not exactly trying to be a hall monitor here, but she is saying that she is following the rules to a T and did not.
She's following the rules to the T, but the lower part, I can tell you that much, the red part, right? The lower part, shows things that are clearly forbidden by the TOS. Clearly forbidden. Just saying it clearly. So there's that.
Nothing wrong, and a lot of people feel differently about that. There's also the irony of her jacket saying FTOS, and the TOS would be applied, and she would be banned, like I said, for the 7th time.
Well, she got F'd by the TOS. Possibly very literally.
And she would go to Twitter to make this post saying, pretty angry and hurt by Twitch today. They suspended me because my new model is too attractive. I'm not trying to start stuff, but like I've seen bigger creators debut bunny outfits recently that do break TOS. When designing my new outfit, me and my art team followed TOS to
Nope. 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 And yes, you can use your fans to rile them up against anybody, right? You can do that. You can do that. But at the end of the day, we know the truth. We can see it. And you did not follow the TOS. Particularly about around the crotch area, you did not follow the TOS. It is very visible. It very much shows you did not follow the TOS. And I'm tired of pretending that right, VTubers are always innocent in when they get nuked by Twitch. Because again, yes, double standards. However, trying to break the rules on purpose is not gonna garner any sympathy from me. I can tell you that much.
To the T. So why am I getting attacked? I just feel like no matter what I do to follow the rules and do what's right, Twitch just enjoys hurting me. I'm honestly so tired of the hypocrisy and the blatant lack of respect/care for streamers not in the 1%. And a lot of people were sharing their condolences and their sympathy for Fifi, saying that she's not getting fair treatment, she did nothing wrong. Some people even offering to go to the Twitch headquarters to commit felonies. I would not do that. But others were quick to point out that her outfit likely violates Twitch TOS in multiple ways. Again, just the way her chest is displayed and the amount that is displayed could be the violation. Her hips are not covered. Again, not playing the hall monitor here and doing a actually, but she's claiming that she did not violate the rules and that she followed them to a T. She does have exposed hips, and no, putting tights over them, which I guess is a toggle for her, does not change that. Like, it has to be clear clothing. And on top of that, there's just so much going on here in this screenshot alone that could be the reason she got banned. And we're not even talking about the starting soon screen, okay? And other people were quick to point out, Girl, again, you always follow the rules. This is so mean. Come on, Twitch. Well, this is the 7th time at least she's been banned on Twitch. And doing my research on this, it seems like every single time she's been banned, it's for basically the same reason. She has very revealing outfits. Like, it's the same thing over and over again. It's just like the OF type streamers who go.
That's why I won't have any sympathy. That's why I can't have any sympathy. Again, she's not really that different. And honestly, most of the big female VTubers aren't all that different. I mean, all of them are pretty much... all of them are sexualized, right? That's just the reality. And all of them do the same thing. It's just like varying to a degree, right? Some people are definitely more careful, right? I don't think really this happens to Shy Lily or anybody else, right? Fifi is just notorious, right?
On a Twitch and just blatantly trample the rules and end up with 7, 8, 10 bans for this same exact thing because they're pushing the boundaries for attention and to promote other websites. And I don't think there's anything different here. And like I said, 7th ban, it might be many more than that, unless she's exaggerating. She points out here, back in 2024, she claims that was the 7th ban, right? And there's been multiple bans since then, so the number of bans is unclear, but she doesn't seem to really care about the
She's also somebody who is sympathy farming a lot. She will reuse posts over and over again as well. Like, for example, oh, herder, I have so many, I don't have any friends, any creative friends, and it's like, oh, it's so hard to maintain friendships. And like, you look back and it's just the same post, and then you go further back, and then she used the post a 3rd time. It's like, sorry, I know the type of woman you are. I know who you are, and I'm not gonna feel bad for you.
TOS, again, it's in the jacket of her latest outfit, and when pointed out, she says she stands by its statement even more now. But let's move on to the other parts of her post that really doesn't help anything. She points out that other creators have debuted bunny outfits recently that do break the terms of service. So she's not only implying that she didn't break the TOS, she's also saying these other creators did, and they're not getting punished in any sort of a way. And this is something that she says every time she's banned. She says, I wish I could act as lewd as 90% of the...
I have a question. Has she ever... She says these other creators. Have you pointed that out? Which creators? So we can, know that Twitch is a hypocrite? Because I'm pretty sure she never points out... She never points this out. Because otherwise, Ref would have shown this, I'm assuming. So she never actually points out that what's going on here, right? She never does. So, like, it makes sense.
VTubers on Twitch, but if I even try, I get banned immediately, which I don't really know how much more lewd you can get than her streams. It seems like they're pretty much as far as you can go. But yeah, Twitch is inconsistent when it comes to the application of their TOS. But it doesn't mean that you're not breaking the rules. Like, I think it's pretty obvious that she's breaking the rules while claiming she did no such thing. And just like with her post, others are pointing out that other people recently debuted revealing outfits. One of those examples being Shy Lily. And they say, well, what about Shy Lily? Okay, well, if Twitch was applying their TOS evenly and routinely and regularly across the platform, yeah, she'd be banned too. But there is favoritism and inconsistency. That doesn't change anything, but it doesn't really mean much. This is Twitch. Everyone knows the TOS is applied unfairly, and that's why you should look to other places to stream, especially if you're going to be doing all this lewd content. And again, not only in prior bans from years ago did she bring up that other VTubers are doing way worse and actually breaking TOS. She's also said that every time she's been banned, she has changed her model and made it more wholesome. Press X to doubt. Like, let's be real. Again, I'm not even being like mean or cruel. Like, these models are not getting more wholesome. In fact, I think you could argue the opposite, that they're getting more and more revealing as time goes on. Here's the thing, okay? You're basically left with a choice here. Do you want to keep on this platform with the way that it is, with these unfair rules, or do you want to go elsewhere? And she also points out in the replies that, well, the IRL streamers get away with a lot of stuff. And yeah, there is, again, very unequal treatment. I mean, there was just like multiple examples this week of IRL streamers doing outrageous violations of Twitch's TOS. And in the past, we've seen IRL streamers with 14, 15 bans on Twitch continuing to come back over and over again just to repeat the same behavior to get banned and unbanned again. But the thing is with Fifi, she's doing the same thing, just with a VTuber model. Like, she is breaking the TOS, and she's been banned for the same sort of thing. At this point, we might...
Again, she is, on the technical level, not any different. She is just the same. It's just more of the same, and people who say, like, oh, it's not, it's the same. It's the same, it's just a VTuber model. And I don't even know what her content, nope. What this online P word has on her fansly. I do not want to know, and I don't care. But she's not really not. She's really not all that different. They're really not all that different. They're really all the same. There's just same. It's just different looks. Same shit.
I guess 10 times, and we all recognize, everyone recognizes that this system on Twitch is unfair and unreliable. The rules are not applied equally across the board. It's unfair, yes. But the problem is, at some point, you have to ask yourself, as especially a lewd tuber, what are you going to do? There's really 3 ways to go about this. You either continue to do what you're doing, which is breaking TOS, and you sit back and wait for the rules to be applied to you and get banned for the 8th, 10th, 12th, whatever time it is at this point. Or you try to, I don't know, tone down your outfits to fall in line with the TOS so you have a better argument when you go on to Twitter and falsely claim.
But she can't do that because honestly... She can't do that, honestly, because she needs to keep the gooners entertained, and with that to happen, she needs to keep her corn addicts hooked, and that involves getting more and more extreme with time, because people get tired pretty quickly with that stuff, right? I've seen it.
That you follow the TOS to the T, or, shocking, I know, maybe do these extremely promiscuous streams on adult websites, because she has those. Like, why not do them there? And I saw her in the replies say, like, well, their interface isn't very good. Well, okay. If you want to do that type of content, you might have to go there. Like, I guess there's, benefits and costs to where you stream. That should be obvious to anyone. But in this, she also points out that she is not part of the 1%, basically implying she's not one of these big streamers who gets all the breaks. And I don't know, when you have over 200,000 followers...
200,000 followers? Yeah, I don't know about that one, Chief. Sounds pretty big to me. What are you, like a 10% streamer?
On Twitch, and you average thousands of concurrent viewers, I don't really view you as like a small streamer. I think you kind of are the 1%, but that doesn't change the fact that Twitch does in fact apply their TOS however they feel, and in some cases unfairly. And there's posts like this pointing it out, okay? It's like, we get it. It's hard on the one hand to feel sorry for her when it's a habitual behavior in a platform that is inconsistent, right? There's multiple things that can be true at the same time. And this post says, how many more times will I see VTubers complain that they got suspended or whatever because of their model? Yes, it's BS that bigger creators get away with wearing less. Yes, I agree hips aren't sexual. No, tights don't count as coverage. Those lines are getting you banned, and that bottom bit is also violating the TOS, taps the sign, and there are guidelines that are provided that are very clear about what is allowed and what is not allowed, especially when it comes to VTuber models. And there's some other points being raised here, not just the two sides of this about the application of the TOS, but also the continued behavior pushing the line from Fifi, but also the fact that every time she gets banned, she gets a new outfit, and it's even more revealing than the.
Yep. It's more, like I said, it's just like, it's like both have, it's like, the problem is not like, it just gets more extreme, right? There's like a certain limit that a lot of YouTubers won't overstep, and I think that's the limit. Like a lot of the limits, right, have been reached. A lot of people don't do that, but she always like makes it just more extreme. And I think that, like, the interesting part is, again, both these things are true. Twitch is unfair. Don't break the TOS. It's that simple. And like, yeah, like I said, you have to get more and more extreme to keep people paying and entertained, and yeah, you get the idea. You get the idea. You get the idea.
Latest, then it's followed by pity posting, and then those end up getting deleted in most cases. And you know, the irony of FTOS being on the jacket itself, and her basically saying, I'm gonna double down on that message. Like, I don't know, there is definitely a theory out there, and one that's worked for a lot of other IRL streamers, where they do these stunts on purpose to get banned. They just try to farm as much money as possible and attention as possible and promote their adult content, get banned, eventually get unbanned, and just repeat the cycle to promote stuff off of Twitch and to make as much money as possible in a short period of time on Twitch. I don't really see how this is different. Like, the excuses being made here don't really add up. Yes, she violated TOS. Like, I'm not trying to do it, actually. She clearly did on multiple levels. I think that's fair to say. And yes, there's unfair and inconsistent application of TOS. We understand all of this. They can both be true. They can both be true. I think she is a habitual rule breaker. She pushes the line intentionally, and she keeps finding out but doesn't change anything. In fact, if anything, she is getting more revealing with her outfits and her content, and it's no surprise this would happen. And, you know, just saying, oh, well, look at someone else doing it, they're getting away with it, that doesn't absolve you of anything. And in fact, it just proves that you should probably just leave the platform and do this content where A, it's probably more appropriate, or B, you know, I guess won't get you the inconsistent treatment, or maybe tone it down. I don't know. But that's your problem to figure out at this point. You know, this is not something that is always a great situation because someone is being banned. You know, they're not doing anything that's like illegal or crazy, but like this is clearly TOS. Like, this is the rules Twitch made. And if you hate the platform and how they enforce their TOS, fair enough. Fair enough. Heard. Okay? But go somewhere else or tone it down and follow the rules. I don't know what else to tell you at this point. Like, I am definitely the buzzkill today. I'm Sir Buzz Killington. I don't know what else to say, but it's kind of hard to feel a lot of pity for this individual in particular. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please like the video.
That's pretty much the end of the video. Yeah, so what we can like realize from the situation, okay? So Fifi gets banned. She keeps pushing boundaries. She keeps pushing the TOS to its absolute limits. She then complains on Twitter. She's been banned multiple times before that. But yeah, she complains on Twitter. She tries to sympathy farm. She tries to funnel people more to her OF or Fansly, whatever, right? Her other platforms, right? She does that. People have been calling her out multiple times because of that. She has been clearly breaking TOS, very clearly. Again, multiple times. And then she jumps, I'm assuming probably that I think that it really comes down to farming this for money. And like, yeah, she does it more and more extreme every single time that happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Again, every little bit of support matters and counts, especially in difficult times like this, where YouTube keeps fucking us over. But yeah, take care, guys. Bye-bye.